What happens when a celebrity finds out they have a child they never knew existed? Did Michael Jackson secretly father a son? Why did Eddie Murphy deny his daughter with Mel B? And how did a DNA test completely change Chris Brown's life? These aren't just tabloid rumors. These are real, jaw-dropping stories that rock the entertainment industry. In this video, we're counting down 15 of the most shocking cases involving hidden children, DNA revelations, and secret family ties among Black celebrities. Imagine spending your whole life wondering if one of the biggest rappers in the world is your father. Picture growing up, hearing his voice everywhere, on the radio, at parties, on TV, while never knowing if you're actually his blood. That's the reality for Rymir Satterthwaite, a man who has spent over a decade fighting for a DNA test that Jay-Z refuses to take. This isn't just another celebrity rumor. This is a full-blown legal battle that has spanned multiple states and involves hidden court documents, sealed records, and accusations of corruption. The story goes like this. In the early 90s, a young woman named Wanda, just 16 at the time, allegedly had a fling with a rising rapper from Brooklyn, none other than Sean Carter, better known as Jay-Z. A year later, she gave birth to a son, Rymir. But there was just one problem. Jay-Z was nowhere to be found. Fast forward to 2010. Rymir, now a teenager, starts digging into his past and realizes there's a missing piece. His mother swears Jay-Z is his father, but without proof, no one will listen. So he does what anyone in his position would do. He takes it to court. But here's where things get really messy. Jay-Z, one of the most powerful men in the industry, refuses to take a DNA test. Instead, his legal team shuts down every attempt to force one. Documents mysteriously disappear. Cases get dismissed. Judges seal records. It's like the system is working overtime to protect the billionaire mogul. And Rymir? He's left with nothing but questions. For years, he's spoken out about feeling erased, silenced, and pushed aside like a problem that no one wants to deal with. He insists this isn't about money. He just wants the truth. "I want justice. I just want to know who my father is," he said in interviews. Meanwhile, Jay-Z has never acknowledged the case, never spoken Rymir's name, and never addressed the allegations publicly. The mystery of Bob Marley's true heirs. Bob Marley wasn't just a musician. He was a cultural phenomenon, a spiritual leader, and a man whose message of love and unity echoed across the world. How many children did Bob Marley actually have? Officially, the number stands at 11. But dig a little deeper, and that number begins to blur. Some say 15, others claim more than 20. There are stories of secret children, affairs that never made the headlines, and names that were lost to history. Bob Marley married Rita Marley in 1966, and she remained his wife until his death. But Marley's philosophy on love was far from traditional. He believed in spreading love, not just through his music, but through his life. His relationships were many, passionate, and often simultaneous. Some of his most famous children, Ziggy, Stephen, Damien, and Rohan Marley, were born from different women, yet embraced as part of the Marley legacy. But beyond the acknowledged children, there were others. One of the most controversial cases is Makita Janesta Marley, born in 1981. Her mother, Yvette Crichton, claimed that Bob was the father, but because he passed away before Makita was born, she was never legally acknowledged. Even today, her status remains disputed. And then there's Anastasia Marley, a woman from London, who has spent years trying to prove that she too is Bob's daughter. She claims that her mother had a long-standing relationship with Marley during his frequent trips to the UK. But without official recognition, her claim remains just another piece of the puzzle. Unanswered questions, hidden DNA, and the estate battle. When Bob Marley died of cancer in 1981 at just 36 years old, he left behind a musical empire, but no legal will. His estate, worth millions, has been at the center of countless legal battles, not just between his children, but between those who claim to be his children. Several people over the years have demanded DNA tests, but the Marley estate has been selective about granting them. Some claim it's to protect the family's legacy, others say it's about money. Oprah's hidden pain. Imagine carrying a secret so painful, so deeply buried, that it takes decades to finally say it out loud. For Oprah Winfrey, one of the most powerful and influential women in the world, That secret was the child she lost. For years, no one knew. Not her fans, not the media, not even those closest to her. Before she became the Oprah Winfrey we know today, the billionaire media mogul, the queen of daytime television, the woman who could make or break a bestseller with a single mention, she was just a young girl from Mississippi, growing up in poverty, fighting battles no child should have to face. Oprah has been open about the trauma she endured in her early years. She was just 9 years old when she was first assaulted. By the time she was 14, she became pregnant, a reality she never expected and one she never talked about. Back then, there was no media empire, no millions of adoring fans, no global influence, just a scared teenage girl with no one to turn to in a secret she didn't know how to carry. Oprah went into premature labor. The baby, a boy, was born too early, too weak. He didn't survive. And just like that, the secret was buried. For years, she never spoke about it. She threw herself into her education, her work, her dreams. Maybe in some way, she thought if she worked hard enough, if she built a different life, she could escape that pain. But secrets have a way of coming back. I did have a son, she admitted in a rare emotional confession, and he died. It was one of the most vulnerable moments of her life. She had spent her career giving a voice to other people's pain, but when it came to her own, she had locked it away, until she couldn't anymore. Oprah later reflected on that moment, saying she believed the baby's short life had meaning. "I had this dream of him," she revealed, "and I could see that he was okay, that he understood why things happened the way they did. What if he had survived? What if her life had taken a different path? We'll never know." The secret Marvin Gaye took to his grave. Some secrets stay buried forever. Others eventually find their way to the surface. And when it comes to Marvin Gaye, the whispers of a secret child have never truly gone away. A soul legend with a complicated life. Marvin Gaye, the Prince of Motown, the voice behind timeless hits like "Let's Get It On" and "Sexual Healing," was a man whose life was as dramatic as the music he sang. But behind the stage lights and the seductive melodies, there was a rumor that wouldn't die, that Marvin Gaye had a secret son, a hidden child. Officially, Marvin Gaye had 3 children. Marvin Gaye III, whom he and his first wife, Anna Gordy, adopted, but who was allegedly Marvin's biological son from an affair with another woman. Nona and Frankie Gaye, born from his relationship with his second wife, Janice Hunter. But rumors have long circulated that there was another child. A young man born out of a discreet relationship, someone Marvin Gaye never publicly acknowledged. The clues that sparked speculation. For years, whispers in the music industry hinted at a hidden child, someone who allegedly had Marvin's voice, his looks, his charisma. Some claim this mystery son had been kept out of the spotlight, a secret known only to a few. Some sources claim that the child's mother was a woman Marvin had been deeply involved with, someone outside of his high-profile relationships. But the biggest question remained: if this child exists, why did Marvin never acknowledge him? Unlike other celebrities who were dragged into high-profile paternity battles, Marvin never faced a lawsuit, never took a DNA test, never made any public statements. Even after his tragic death in 1984, no one stepped forward with undeniable proof. But does that mean the rumors were false? If Marvin Gaye truly had a secret son, he would be an adult now, possibly carrying on his father's musical legacy or living a life away from fame. One thing is for sure: when it comes to legendary musicians, the music may end, but the mysteries never do. Eddie Murphy and Mel B, a love affair that ended in betrayal. Imagine growing up knowing your father is one of the biggest Hollywood stars of all time, but he refuses to even acknowledge your existence. A love affair that took Hollywood by storm. It was 2006. Eddie Murphy, known for his comedic genius and blockbuster films, was fresh out of his long-term marriage with Nicole Mitchell Murphy. Enter Mel B, better known as Scary Spice from the Spice Girls, a pop icon, a global superstar, and one of the most recognizable female artists in the world. Rumors swirled that Eddie was finally serious about settling down again, and Mel B seemed like the perfect match. By late 2006, Mel B announced she was pregnant. The world expected Eddie Murphy to be thrilled. Instead, he dropped a bombshell that left everyone in shock. While promoting a movie in the Netherlands, a reporter asked Eddie if he was excited about becoming a father again. His response? Cold, blunt, brutal. "I don't know whose child that is until it comes out and has a blood test." It was a public humiliation for Mel B, a woman who had been openly in love with Eddie just months earlier. The media went into a frenzy. Tabloids speculated, fans were divided, and Eddie Murphy's Golden Boy reputation took a major hit. Meanwhile, Mel B was devastated. She insisted Eddie was the father, but he refused to acknowledge her pregnancy. The stage was set for a Hollywood scandal unlike any other. The birth of Angel Iris Murphy Brown, a twist of fate. On April 3, 2007, Mel B gave birth to a baby girl. In a strange twist of fate, Angel Iris Murphy Brown was born on the exact same day as her father's birthday. But despite the cosmic coincidence, Eddie still wouldn't accept that he was the father. Mel B had no choice but to take legal action, the DNA test that exposed the truth. The paternity battle went to court and a DNA test was ordered. The results? Undeniable. Eddie Murphy was, in fact, the biological father of Angel. The news made global headlines. A-list star Eddie Murphy had publicly denied his own daughter, only to be forced to accept the truth in a courtroom. Legal battles and child support, £35,000 a month. With no more room for denial, Eddie was ordered to pay £35,000, around $50,000, a month in child support until Angel turned 18. The financial side was settled, but what about the relationship? For years, Eddie Murphy remained distant from Angel. Insiders revealed that Eddie rarely, if ever, saw his daughter. Eddie's mother, Lillian Murphy, reportedly stepped in and encouraged her son to form a relationship with Angel. By 2018, rumors surfaced that Eddie had finally started reconnecting with his daughter. But was it too little? Too late? Brandon Howard and Michael Jackson, a DNA test that shocked the world. Imagine believing for years that you're the hidden child of the biggest pop star of all time, only to have the world question your very existence. In 2014, entertainment news exploded with reports that a DNA test had confirmed a shocking revelation. Brandon Howard was Michael Jackson's biological son. DNA test allegedly proved a 99.9% match between Brandon Howard and Michael Jackson. Brandon's mother, Mickey Howard, was an R&B singer who moved in the same circles as the Jackson family in the 1980s. But what really set rumors on fire was the claim that Michael Jackson once referred to Mickey as Billy, fueling speculation that she may have been the inspiration behind Billie Jean, a song that famously insists, "The kid is not my son." The coincidence was too big to ignore. Had Michael been hinting at a hidden child all along? But just as quickly as the claim spread, it was torn apart. The so-called DNA test results were allegedly printed on stationery from a lab that didn't even exist. No official legal or scientific body ever confirmed the results, and TMZ quickly debunked the story, calling it a hoax. The Jackson family immediately denied the claims, calling them baseless and fabricated. Fans were divided. Some dismissed Brandon's story as an elaborate publicity stunt, while others believed the Jackson estate had a reason to bury the truth. Adding another twist, some conspiracy theorists suggested that Brandon wasn't Michael's son at all, but Joe Jackson's. If true, this would mean Brandon is actually Michael's half-brother, making the story even more complicated. Even Brandon's music career added fuel to the fire. His singing voice has uncanny similarities to Jackson's, and his performance style mirrors that of MJ in his prime. Could this be nature, nurture, or something in between? Chris Brown's life-changing revelation. Imagine growing up with a superstar father, but for the first months of your life, he refused to acknowledge you. Back in 2014, Chris Brown was at the peak of his career. Fresh off major hits and a turbulent relationship with Karrueche Tran, the R&B superstar was living life in the fast lane. Then came a shocking revelation that would change his life forever. Nia Guzman, a former model and longtime friend of Chris, announced that she was pregnant and claimed Chris was the father. The world was stunned. Chris Brown had never publicly acknowledged a relationship with Nia, and fans were skeptical. Was this another celebrity paternity scandal? Or was there more to the story? Chris Brown's denial, a public embarrassment. For months, Chris refused to believe the child was his. When reports surfaced that Nia had given birth to a baby girl named Royalty, Chris stayed silent. His fans, the media, and even those close to him wondered, was he hiding the truth, or was he genuinely unaware of his role as a father? Nia, on the other hand, insisted that Chris was Royalty's biological father. The tension escalated behind the scenes, and a paternity test was ordered, the DNA test that exposed the truth. The results? Undeniable. The news broke like wildfire, shaking up Chris's personal life, his career, and his relationship with Tran, who immediately left him upon finding out about the baby. For fans, it was a shocking moment. Chris Brown, the controversial R&B star, had just discovered he was a father. Once the truth was out, something unexpected happened. Chris didn't fight against the responsibility, he embraced it. Chris began posting photos of Royalty on social media, dedicating songs to her, and even naming his 2015 album Royalty in her honor. Nia Guzman wasn't convinced that Chris could be a stable father figure, and the two engaged in a bitter custody battle. Chris fought back and won joint custody. Chris Brown, once known for his wild controversies, is now also known as a loving father. He often gushes about his daughter, calling her his greatest blessing. The baby drama that exposed Diddy's wildest secret. This is the story of Sean Diddy Combs, a mogul whose love life has been as wild as his career. For years, whispers swirled about undisclosed affairs and illegitimate kids. But in 2022, he dropped a bombshell that no one saw coming, announcing the birth of a new daughter while keeping the mother's identity a total mystery. Fans were stunned. Who was the mother? Why the secrecy? The announcement sent the internet into chaos. Diddy, the self-proclaimed family man, had been publicly dating young Miami. Yet here he was, introducing a newborn no one even knew existed. The speculation hit a fever pitch. Had he been juggling multiple relationships? Was this the first time, or were there more children in the shadows? Weeks passed before the truth surfaced. The mother was Dana Tran, a cybersecurity expert with no ties to Hollywood. Unlike his exes, Kim Porter, Jennifer Lopez, Cassie, she was a complete unknown. Had this been a long-term romance? A fleeting fling? The secrecy only made it more suspicious. Baby love Sean Combs became Diddy's seventh confirmed child, joining Quincy, Justin, Christian, Delilah, Jesse, and Chance. But was she really the last? Over the years, unconfirmed reports of secret paternity tests, settlements, and quiet agreements have fueled speculation that the true number could be even higher. Yet through it all, Diddy plays the devoted father role flawlessly. Lavish gifts, private jets, front row seats at elite events. But the question lingers. Just how many more surprises does Diddy have waiting in the wings? 50 Cent, secret children, and the war with his own son. This is the story of 50 Cent, a rap mogul who built an empire from the ground up. But behind the scenes, his personal life has been just as dramatic as his lyrics. From a bitter feud with his eldest son to rumors of hidden children, his fatherhood is a saga filled with heartbreak, betrayal, and unanswered questions. In the early 2000s, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson dominated hip-hop with his street anthems and bulletproof persona. His debut album, Get Rich or Die Tryin', made him a global icon. But as his career skyrocketed, his personal life was crumbling behind the scenes. At the heart of it all, his complicated relationship with his firstborn son, Marquise Jackson. Marquise Jackson, the son he once loved, now a public enemy. In the early years, 50 Cent and Marquise were inseparable. The rapper proudly showed off his son, bought him lavish gifts, and even got his name tattooed on his arm. But everything changed when 50's relationship with Marquise's mother, Shaniqua Tompkins, fell apart. A nasty custody battle turned into a public feud, and 50 Cent accused Shaniqua of using their son against him. Over time, his bond with Marquise fractured, and their once loving relationship became toxic. Marquise, feeling abandoned, started publicly criticizing his father. In return, 50 Cent unleashed his signature, ruthless attitude, not just in private, but on social media. Things took an even darker turn when Marquise was seen hanging out with the son of Supreme McGriff, a man allegedly connected to the attempt on 50 Cent's life. The rapper saw this as the ultimate betrayal. In 2018, 50 Cent even went as far as saying he wouldn't mind if his son got hit by a bus. The internet was stunned. Could this father-son bond ever be repaired? Secret children. The rumors that won't die. While 50 Cent has publicly acknowledged Marquise and his second son, Sire Jackson, rumors persist that he may have other children he hasn't recognized. Various women have come forward claiming that he is the father of their children, but the rapper has never confirmed any of these allegations. With his wealth, influence, and history of legal battles, some fans believe that 50 Cent may have used his power to keep certain paternity issues out of the public eye. Where do they stand now? Despite their bitter feud, Marquise has admitted he still wishes things could be different. In 2022, he even offered his father $6,700, a nod to the child support payments he once received, to sit down and talk. 50 Cent? He laughed it off. For now, it seems like the wounds between father and son may never heal. But as 50 Cent himself once said, hate it or love it, the underdog's on top. Jovan Jackson and the Jackson family. This is the heartbreaking story of Jovan Jackson, the alleged illegitimate daughter of Joe Jackson, the man who built the legendary Jackson family dynasty. While his sons and daughters, Michael, Janet, and the rest, became global superstars, Jovan was left in the shadows, fighting for recognition that never came. Born from a 25-year affair Joe Jackson had outside his marriage to Katherine Jackson, Jovan's existence was kept secret for years. Unlike the rest of the Jackson children, who were raised under the strict control of their father, Jovan grew up watching the family empire from the outside. Despite carrying the same bloodline, she was never welcomed into the fold. While her half-siblings graced the biggest stages in the world, she was left with only the whispers of her father's name. When her identity was finally exposed, the Jackson family responded with cold silence. No official acknowledgement, no public recognition, no attempts at reconciliation. It was as if she had never been born. Despite this, Jovan has spent years trying to carve out her own path, determined not to be defined by the rejection of the family she was denied. But even with her efforts to step out of the shadows, the biggest question remains unanswered. Was she truly ignored to protect the Jackson brand? Or was there something even darker that the family wanted to keep buried? The secret sibling scandal that rocked the Carter-Knowles dynasty. What if the most powerful family in music had long hidden secrets? For years, rumors have swirled around Beyoncé and Solange Knowles, not about their careers, but about their family tree. Could the Knowles sisters have secret siblings the world was never supposed to know about? It all starts with their father, Matthew Knowles, the man behind Destiny's Child, the mastermind of Beyoncé's early success, and the once-respected family patriarch. But behind the scenes, his personal life was a tangled web of deception. While managing his superstar daughter's career, he was also allegedly involved in multiple affairs, some of which resulted in children. In 2010, the world was shocked when a paternity test confirmed that Matthew had fathered a son, Nixon, with actress Alexandra Wright. The revelation shattered the image of the picture-perfect Knowles family and led to his bitter divorce from Tina Knowles. But was Nixon the only one? Another woman, Takoya Branscombe, came forward, claiming that Matthew was also the father of her daughter, Coy Knowles. A second DNA test confirmed a 99.9% match. Yet unlike Beyoncé and Solange, Nixon and Coy have never been embraced by the Knowles empire. No grand introductions, no appearances at family gatherings, no acknowledgements from their famous sisters. Despite the undeniable DNA evidence, Matthew Knowles has been accused of financially neglecting his children, with reports of unpaid child support and legal battles stacking up. Meanwhile, Nixon and Coy continue to grow up in the shadows of their world-famous half-siblings. Could there be even more hidden Knowles children waiting for the truth to come out? Chadwick Boseman, did he leave behind a secret child? When Chadwick Boseman passed away in 2020, the world lost more than just a Hollywood icon. He was a hero, on screen and off, a man who embodied strength, grace, and quiet resilience. But after his tragic death, whispers of a hidden legacy began to surface. Rumors swirled that Boseman, who had kept his private life tightly guarded, may have left behind something even more precious than his legendary film roles: a child. Throughout his career, Chadwick kept his personal affairs out of the spotlight. He married his longtime love, Taylor Simone Ledward, in secret, revealing their union only after his passing. But even in the wake of his death, speculation grew. Did the Black Panther star have a child the world never knew about? Reports suggested that close friends and family remained tight-lipped on the matter, refusing to confirm or deny the possibility. Some fans pointed to cryptic social media posts, while others analyzed Boseman's final interviews, searching for hidden clues. But despite all the speculation, no concrete evidence has ever emerged. If Chadwick did leave behind a child, his family has done everything to protect them from the public eye, an act that would align with the man he was: a warrior, a king, a legend. Lauryn Hill's secret children and the mystery of their father. Lauryn Hill has always been an enigma. A powerhouse vocalist, a lyrical genius, and a cultural icon, she captivated the world with the miseducation of Lauryn Hill. But beyond the music, Lauryn's personal life has been shrouded in mystery, especially when it comes to her 6 children. For years, Lauryn's love life was a topic of speculation. She had a long, complicated relationship with Rohan Marley, son of the legendary Bob Marley, and together they had 5 children. But when Lauryn welcomed her 6th child in 2011, the world was stunned. Rohan took to Twitter, making it clear that the baby was not his. Fans were left with burning questions. Who was the father? Why was Lauryn so secretive? Lauryn, known for keeping her private life very private, refused to reveal the identity of her child's father. She spoke cryptically about relationships, love, and the pressures of fame, but she never answered the question directly. For years, theories swirled. Some speculated that the child's father was someone from the music industry, while others believed it was a mystery man outside of the spotlight. But Lauryn didn't owe the world an explanation. She continued living life on her own terms, raising her children away from the media circus. Even today, the father of Lauryn Hill's youngest child remains a well-guarded secret. One thing is certain: Lauryn Hill has never been one to conform to expectations, and when it comes to her family, she plays by her own rules. CeeLo Green, hidden family drama. CeeLo Green has never been one to shy away from the spotlight. With his unmistakable voice, larger-than-life personality, and hit songs like Forget You, he became a household name. But while the world knows him for his music, his personal life remains a mystery, especially when it comes to his family. For years, whispers surrounded CeeLo, suggesting that he may have fathered children outside of his known relationships. The rumors intensified as insiders claimed he had secret kids that he never publicly acknowledged. CeeLo, however, has never directly addressed these speculations. Unlike other celebrities caught in paternity scandals, there were no explosive lawsuits, no shocking DNA test results, and no public confrontations, just unanswered questions. What is known is that CeeLo has a son, Kingston, from his marriage to Christina Johnson. The two divorced in 2005, but CeeLo remained an active father in Kingston's life. Beyond that, details about his potential other children are scarce. So why do the rumors persist? Some speculate that CeeLo's larger-than-life persona and sometimes controversial reputation have fueled the gossip. Others believe there may be some truth to the stories, but without solid proof, it remains just that: speculation. One thing is certain: whether or not there are hidden children in CeeLo Green's life, he's managed to keep his private affairs just that, private. From denial to acceptance, Lil Wayne, known for his chart-topping hits and larger-than-life personality, has never been a stranger to the spotlight. But while the world focused on his music, behind the scenes, his personal life was unraveling into a saga of unexpected pregnancies, legal battles, and shocking revelations. Over the years, multiple women came forward, claiming they had children with the rap icon. Some were embraced immediately, while others faced public scrutiny and legal disputes. The media went into a frenzy, trying to piece together how many children Wayne truly had. and which ones he was actually willing to claim. One of the most infamous cases involved a woman who insisted Lil Wayne was the father of her child, despite his repeated denials. She took the fight to court, demanding a paternity test that would settle the matter once and for all. Fans watched in anticipation. Would another celebrity be exposed for hiding a secret child? The results? Negative. The world gasped as the DNA test proved Wayne was not the father, shutting down one of the biggest paternity scandals in hip-hop. But the drama didn't stop there. While some paternity claims were disproven, others told a different story. Several women stepped forward with children who bore a striking resemblance to the rap star. One by one, DNA tests confirmed what fans had speculated. Wayne was, in fact, the father. As the results rolled in, the rap icon's attitude started to shift. Once distant and hesitant, he gradually began embracing his growing family. Как назвать эту историю? Despite the early denials and courtroom battles, Lil Wayne eventually accepted his role as a father. He now proudly acknowledges his children and has built relationships with them, proving that even the most controversial celebrity paternity sagas can have an unexpected ending. But one question remains: how many more secret children are still out there, waiting for their own DNA test results?